will go to his face. They're dead. Let's go! No rares, baby! Suck it, Annex. What up, everybody? Played the Scholar Magic, and we're taking a look at a viewer deck today. He sent it in. He said he enjoyed the budget series, and it took me a little while to get a hold of this deck, to come back around to it, but I'm just getting back into standard, it looks like, and going to do some little bit of standard recapping, and we can kind of take a look at some of this the standard meta right now and kind of see where budget looks like after the kind of the Final Fantasy mix-up. So let's kind of take a look at Chris's list here. Thanks for sending it in, and I'll tell you some of the things that I see that I really like about it, and I kind of organized it here in a couple different parts. How I see this particular deck is I think these three cards, I think they play best in black-red. So like the Black Mage's Rod, the Cornered by Black Mages, and the Circle of Power. I feel all these kind of synergize in like a more of a black-red type of style. You can maybe even play black-red-blue. If you did like maybe want access to like a Planisphere, for instance, which is actually a really nice card in general. And if you did want to get some rares, this card is probably pretty exceptional. I'm not going to lie. The Astrologian Planisphere is very good. Other than that, you have your very nice little mage kind of, draining kind of cards here. Black Mage's Rod, 1 generic, 1 black. Job select. Equipped creature gets 1/0, has whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This creature deals 1 damage to each opponent and is a wizard in addition to its other types. Very nice. So you start getting that ping damage. This one's nice. You get a creature out of it for 2 mana too. That's pretty solid, right? Cornered by Black Mages. This is a 3 mana card. Target opponent sacrifices creatures of their choice. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Very well. And Circle of Power. Yeah, this one is a very good uncommon. This played very well in Limited too. So kind of like a limited bomb, I would say. So you draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Whenever create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. So you create these redundant kind of wizards that each time you cast a non-creature spell, it will ping your opponent for 1. This one will actually give your wizards lifelink for the end of turn too. So as you ping your opponents, and if you cast more spells, you actually gain life from those pings, which is really nice. So I see overall these are kind of like a part of their own kind of separate deck, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more. We'll kind of use the keyword wizard for sure, and we'll kind of get into the standard card pool for red. I think this is more of a black-red type of build. But I also wanted to comment on some of the card choices here. I feel the Deep Cavern Bat's a great uncommon. And if you want to go into a hater tech, I think that's a very fine card. Like, if we want to go hater, as you would say, and what I mean by hater is just like really kind of dominate the opponent in their actions, kind of get into their hand and disrupt them in certain ways, like really outvalue them by playing very hyper efficient removal and having lots of value on your creatures already built upon. I think that's kind of a good way to victory. So I think the Deep Cavern Bats could say, if you had the rare wild cards in Mythics, I'd say Tiny Bones is a very fine option to kind of put in the one spot here, and play like probably two copies or so. If we were to go like a full budget, then obviously these are just Mythics, and if you don't have the Mythics, then you just don't have them, right? So that is that. But another option would be Cecil too. So if you had some Cecils, like if you drafted Final Fantasy, you're probably going to have a couple of those copies, but Cecil also does well in the one spot. Like you could play like a split, like a 2/2 split here in this pile. I think that'd be like just like kind of a fun deck to try too. So perhaps if we get later in the season, we can like put like a more maybe polished kind of hater deck out that had rares and wild cards, but in keeping with like the uncommon, common kind of artisan feel, we can still kind of follow this line and see what's good for us. Scavenger Region is also a really good card. I don't know if it kind of fits in to have like a mass board wipe kind of like with your 0/1s, to be honest. like in your 1/1s. It just didn't really kind of seem like it had a good place for this particular deck. But this is still a good card quality, and regardless, it's still just highly valuable card in general. I did think Vincent Valentine's a fine choice too. Once again, if we were utilizing the rares and wild cards, I think you're right on the money with Vincent. I think he is a good finisher for the 4 spot. It kind of gets down and kind of starts dictating games as you continue to remove your opponent's things. So I think Vincent's really nice. I do think these are just very high quality cards. In general, like Spell Pierce is very good. Astrologian's Planisphere has shown itself to be very good and valuable. It just scales up. I play this in my Tycho Brawl deck, so it is very good, like with just creatures in general. Can really like kind of beef them up in your Equipment Matters decks. And just in general, like just when you're playing like a lot of non-creature spells, you're gonna have a card that's gonna be scaling up more and more, right? Go for the Throat's very high efficient removal. Probably, yeah, you could probably play a 4 of, and these piles here, they kind of makes sense. Probably like, a couple go for the Throats, couple cut downs as well. Kind of seems to make sense. Stock Up is just an amazing card. Let's just be honest about it. It's a crazy uncommon card, and obviously like a $7 uncommon, so not a very nice budgety option for Arena for just the uncommon rarity, but in a real money sense, if you go out there in the real world, this is not a budget option. This is like a $8 card. So yeah, that one's not going to be really on for your real life. If you're going budgety, this would definitely not be that, but it is a nice one, right? Darkness Crystal I also thought is fantastic. So yeah, I think that's also just a really nice, probably like a good one of in most of your black decks that are not restricted to like budget common and uncommons. I'd say that probably the Darkness Crystal is a very good card in general, and probably would make a cut in like one of these kind of constructed builds if you were kind of utilizing rares and mythics. So there's those. Here's some more niche cards. Magic Damper is a combat trick. I would say it is kind of interesting, like for your mages, I suppose. However, this card I think is more built for like more of a vintage or modern-y kind of card. Basically, what would you say, card selection, where this card would really shine with cards that love to be targeted. For instance, if you are familiar with a card like Vesuvian Duplimancy, this would probably have a home there, especially if you had access to like some sort of green mana dork like Bloom Tender, or even like Sylvala, where you are utilizing their mana like over and over again. Derevi kind of fits that bill too, like where you benefit from untapping something and having to do it. Maybe even like a weird Simic elf deck where you have these very impactful elves that produce a lot of mana at once, and you, for whatever reason, if you are unable to untap them and do it all over again, you can snowball and kind of get from there. So Magic Damper is actually a pretty cool card. So thanks for showing me that. I think it's a nice one, actually. Yeah, I think it is a nice card. But for certain decks, I don't think it really shines too much in this particular pile. O'Hare is also a very cool card. It just kind of gets outvalued in a constructed format, to be honest. Like it might do better in like a Simic pile where you can kind of accelerate into it, like with like Llanowar Elves and such. But in this kind of thing, you're not going to be very happy about casting this on turn 4. Same thing goes for Tef. Just an amazing card in general. You get a lot of value out of it. And maybe if you really were able to like kind of find the secret sauce with this kind of hater tech, perhaps you could get into like a 5-drop, but I'd be more comfortable with like a Vincent Valentine and then Teferi. Also shout out to like Unstoppable Slasher and Liliana of the Veil. They also go really well in kind of these like kind of hater piles as well. So with that in mind, let's kind of trim these out here, some of these other cards, and we'll kind of keep this base over here that we kind of uncommons and commons, and we'll kind of build a Rakdos list from there and kind of see what happens. But yeah, Chris, thanks for sending in the list. I appreciate it. Hopefully this kind of, I bet your deck has probably gotten a lot better. You sent me about this probably about a month ago, so I hope it is going well for you. Hope that you're enjoying Magic and not getting too frustrated. I'm sure it looks like you have kind of a good good start here with some of the 4-ofs. You're kind of on the right track, I would say, the way you're like composing your decks. So let's craft these little stingray-diggers, these circle of powers here. And let's there's a card I just want to go for, like, you know, just immediately. It's going to be the red wizard, the 3-mana wizard. So let's just go find her real quick. There she is, Queen Brawny. This is probably like at least a 3-of for this particular deck. She is legendary, so sometimes 4-ofs can get in the way, like, but like if you have a Tifa Lockhart, it kind of makes sense just to play 4. So she probably could be just a 4-of, to be honest. If it's so key, you know, maybe 4-of. You want to see it in your opening hand, right? So whenever Queen Brawny attacks, create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, yeah, you want that kind of redundancy, right? You want that kind of redundant, making of wizards for whatever reason. Of course. So Mysidian Elder does create 1 wizard upon entering. That's fine. Let's see our other wizards that we got here, particularly the ones that will ping. Wizard, 1 damage. Let's start there. VV. VV. VV is so good. Okay, so what did this one do? Okay, Frolicking Familiar. Very well. Let's just do wizards in general. Just gonna see what other wizards we got. And we don't have to be in 3 mana, so that's why I was like doing that, but that's fine. We'll look at all the black-red wizards here and see what's going on in our lives. And we're going to be sticking in the uncommon and common section today. So there's our black mages, Ron, Sipnats, Necromage. Okay. We could limit to the Final Fantasy as well, but let's just check these out. I know this one is kind of in the pile too, the lists I've seen. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, yeah, that's nice. That's a cool little wizard. It has Offspring too. The Offspring cost isn't too bad either. I've also seen this in lists too. Red Mage's Rapier. The equipped creature has, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets 2 until up turn and is a wizard in addition to its other types. So it starts off as a 3/1. Oh no, it just gets stronger and stronger. It's like basically becomes like a 3/1. Interesting. Immolator. I've seen that kind of floating around as well. Esperama. Let's craft 2 just to make sure we're not missing out on anything. The Emperor Palmatia is an amazing card, let's be honest. Like, you may want to consider like doing like a budget Grixis list just so you can get this in here. But you have to be spending 4 mana spells, right? You have to have like the Choco Comet and stuff. That's what makes it a little bit better. Black Waltz is a pretty cool card too. You probably want a couple of those. This guy can actually close games out when you're casting your non-creature spells. That 2 damage at once is really strong. I am a fan of actually the Limit Break too. To get in some like kind of, I think this is kind of like the new Monstrous Rage, to be honest. So we're just gonna play all 4 of them. It doesn't really go so well with our tokens per se. It probably goes better with like our But you could just buff up really anything. You can even buff up your tokens. It doesn't matter. Just like a buff. You know, you're just buffing it up. So you probably want to do like a 20 lander here. You want to like, do you want to be like a hater, which we want to be. Let's see, opponent's hand. The rest is very common. I wanted to see the rarity on this. Probably a Ruthless Negotiation over Duress, just because of the flashback value. I think you can maybe go like 1 Duress. You know, and just like play a bunch of these. These are just uncommons. I think so. I think you're pretty happy about the Ruthless Negotiations, I'll be honest, because the flashback too. You just draw. These aren't dependent too about removing anything. They just go and do the thing. So you probably, sometimes your Duresses are going to come up empty-handed, but this is a good amount of hand destruction. And that's going to be really nasty against your opponents. So now we're at 20 cards. Forego for the throats. Seem pretty hot right now. The bats too. You want to play some cut downs, right? Maybe like not 4 limit breaks, just like maybe, well, it's kind of like the new Monstrous Rage, right? Maybe trim one of these comfort. Let's trim a Duress like we were gonna do, and maybe trim one of these. So it's like a 4 of here into the hand disruption, our hater world. And now you definitely want some cut downs. Probably 2 is fine. Those are VV tech, and now you're at 20 lands. This is kind of the list. So we got the new Monstrous Rage here. It is the new Monstrous Rage, and I'm gonna make a point of that in my thumbnail. New Monstrous Rage, and we are all uncommons. Circle of Power. This is a fun deck. I guarantee it. I guarantee this will be fun. I kind of wanted a cheeky Lava Spur Boots for Queen Brawny too. I'm almost like considering just going 3 her or 3 of these, because we'll need creatures of this. I mean, you run 4 rages though. How many creatures are we running? Do we have enough to support this? Looks like we are. Looks like we clearly are. Let's go 2 of these. And now we can get a Lava Spur Boots in too. What's Lava Spur Boots, you ask? Probably one of the better uncommons you can get. Equipped creature gets 1/0 and has haste and ward 1. Love to see it. Great for Queen Brawny. Gives it a little bit more attacking presence. Gives it haste. So it can come in on the turn it comes down and swing and make that beautiful token that we want. So I'd love to see it. Alright, now it's time to add some lands to this, guys. So I'll definitely put the timestamps if you want to skip through all this, but it was fun to kind of take a look at Mr. Chris's stuff. Thanks, Chris. Well, for this deck, you want to probably play about 4 tap lands. We don't have too many. We have the Cornered by Black Mages card. So I like probably the Razor Trap Gorge, and if we're going to be pinging our opponents, probably 2 of the Barges or the Barons, the pain damage lands, and then you're looking at basics from there. It looks like we're probably at like 9 swamp kind of list here. Well, trying to find swamp. Huh. Am I in some sort of weird... Okay. I play Magic. I swear I play this game. Oh, not like this, guys. What did I do? I'm common, uncommon, of course. Ha! What rarity is it? Jeez, who knows? That seems like quite a few swamps. Alright guys, ready to rock and roll? This is the Chris L deck. Thanks, I appreciate you for sending the deck. This is kind of my vision for a budget Rakdos list. Has kind of all the nice little components here. Nice accrual of creatures here, nice finishers, and should be fine. We have a good amount of disruption and card advantage. So 20 lands seems pretty good. Nice. We'll be probably in bronze today because we haven't really been too active in the standard scene. We got into limited. We've just been kind of brawling it out a little bit. So it looks like we're starting in the trenches, as you'd say. I'd actually be kind of curious to see how this list does against like a VV Ornithir list. We'll probably encounter it. So I'm just kind of curious because when a hater deck is a hater, it's really, and what I mean by that is just, you get like a lot of value from these cards, So it is just very interesting to me. It is kind of an interesting concept to have a lot of efficient removal and just value in general. Okay, Evolving Wilds. Tap land here. Are we mono green today? We don't have any removal, so the algorithm might be, kind of really getting into our brains here, so to speak. Will we? Well, that's not a Tifa, so there's that. And maybe we can draw into a removal here with a Circle of Power. Will they swing? No. Will they not respect the Queen Brawny? Okay, Hydra. Please swing, opponent. I need a removal, though. I need to take care of this. Hydra will be dead next turn. It is something. It's better than nothing, because if they can't get their Hydra up, then they can't, right? So what we'll do first, we'll swing in first, see what they want to do about this threat. They're going to let the damage go through. That's fine. But they will have to sacrifice. I was just doing it just to see. And this slows them down considerably. Both of those are high-end, valuable. And it just has prowess in general. That's very good. Okay, so they're all in on the Hydra. We got some threats. If they can go Bill into like a fetch land, that's going to be about 18 damage. So let's see what kind of their list is rocking out. Just Veil. I think we can live through that. Now we would die to like a Druid, I believe. Yeah, I'd be willing to swap like a limit break for like some removal too if this is like the meta we're in. But that's not a lethal attack. So what else are they going to do? Do we have a lot of damage here? Seven, 2 base power. 10-2. God, it's really close, isn't it? Sorry, opponent. I'm kind of mathing here. Base power 7-2, 8-2. There's 10 damage there. No, that's not quite lethal, is it? But we will be dead anyways. Maybe we'll run into like a 1 mana duress here and kind of just... I still don't think that's enough, is it? Well, let's just... I guess this is a play. Probably should have waited after I tapped. There's more damage there too. Yeah, duress is pretty good here. I mean, it's a little more damage. They have more combat tricks for their... pretty good. And they have the land. They just have the land to go. Massive amount of damage here. Well, we nearly got there. Kind of like a sad state to go against mono green with all your limit breaks like that. And I don't think we really had it anyways. But I do believe in this card. It's a lot of damage I would have put up, you know, but it been quite a bit. And these have prowess too. Do they have prowess? Or hold on, there was a lot of stuff going on there, and I'm kind of curious about what's going on. Okay, they just had 1-0, so they actually got a buff from that. That was really nice. So I would have had lethal, I think, if I waited. I attacked in, then done the circle of power, but then I had the buff on this too. They're getting a little bit more damage in as well, so kind of like a Sando there, guys, I'll be honest. Probably want to prioritize like hard removal, it looks like. And then like kind of this cutesy stuff. And maybe we don't need the lava spur boots. Maybe we're just like kind of a tanky already. You know, kind of a tanky deck. Alright, let's do it again. All right, let's turn it around, guys. We got some nice removal here. No creatures at the time, but we'll get into them. And again, we are playing a no rare budget list, which everybody loves more than anything, and standard. That is my bread and butter. Lots of removal here. We are living in removal. Whoa. I still like the limit break. I still believe in the card, even if it doesn't want to give me like any creatures. This has ward, right, built into it? Yeah, ward 2. Cannot have it live. Cornered by black mages. Not yet. That's a sorcery speed. Where's the mono green list that we just faced up against? Cryptic coat. Alright, we'll let this one go through. Ooh, I like that guy. Sacrifice. Oh my god, the Zaltalpa, what are they doing over there? No. No, not Kona. I wish I could bat there. I really wish so, but I could not. They're gonna ship a Cryptico back? Manifest Dread. Sure. Just take out their threats, you know. Land, please. It's time to bat. See what's going on in there. Those are all scary. Okay, cryptic code is going to be summoning something back. Do they have any interaction? What is that going to do? Just manifest dread. Very well. Well, they can turn these up at any time, right? But does that creature have summoning sickness, if that's the case? That's my question. Both of these could be like the Kona, right? If they're any of these, they're just kind of not out of luck, to be honest. Let's go with this, and then see what their deck is all about afterwards. Kind of like cry later. They are nearly at the world spell. Oh, that will just be a good game if they can just get to 7 lands. Yeah, we'll be very, very dead, you know. How much damage do we have with all these limit breaks? I mean, it is quite a bit of damage, I'll have to say. These are just flyers. Do you think we'll just win if we just swing in with these flyers? It's totally possible. Let's max out one of these. How much damage is that? It is a lot. Oh, they are so close to death. They needed an untapped land there, right? Really badly. Yeah, the Black Waltz gets it. Let's be honest. And the limit breaks look pretty good there, I'm not gonna lie. There might be better options than the limit break in red, but I thought it was always pretty decent, you know. I thought it was decent enough. So we basically just like got, you know, a little extra damage out of it. And as you say, you just basically have to breathe on the opponent at this time. Let's check out like some other kind of options for combat tricks in red. I think there's some really good ones. You know which one I really like is probably like Demonic Ruckus, or let's go check out Ruckus. That's always a nice one because you can kind of bank your mana on that one too. Let's go check out that one. Yep. Wow, pretty good. You get a 1/1 buff. Yeah. Let's look at the instances sorceries for 1 and 2. Common uncommons. Ooh, Calisel Sword. It's a pretty cool card. Don't really have any high power creatures. Oh, you could just go to face too. Yeah, that's really good. Just to go face. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's go face. Burst Lightning is cool too, but we're just going to the face, right? Face is the place. As we settle in, guys, remember to like and subscribe to the video. I appreciate you very much. We're on the road to 500 subs. We do giveaways at every 250 subscribership, so that's nice. We're giving away a Commander deck at 500, Balter and Friends, so go check that out. Make sure you comment on this video to be eligible for it. In addition, I'm going to start doing random giveaways too, so, you know, perhaps once we get to, you know, 550 subscribers, you know, all of a sudden maybe I'll be giving away like a Tameo, you know, one of the newer, you know, crazy Tameos from Modern Horizons too. And that will just be like a random giveaway, and it'll be a similar function. I'm just going to like randomly choose like a video and make a video about it. So, I mean, seems pretty cool. The Chocobo is not scary yet. I think it will become up to a 2/3 by next turn, so we can still cut that down. Let's get our creature down, get a little value, as you would say. The value. Choco Daddy, little Chocobo baby. Yeah, now it's your 2/3. You're getting so strong. You're not gonna bushwhack my guy, are you? That'd be so naughty. Don't have the mana for corner by black mages, unfortunately, so no blocks. We're going to have to swing in first and attempt to cut this down. We have our mana is very odd right now. Remember, guys, I did favor the black man out of this, so this is just kind of crazy here. Craziness. Yeah, don't. Arena kind of gets you. They give you these really sweet matchups, but then there's always some sort of challenge. That's a scary card for us, I'll be honest. That is not the card you want to see. I love that block though. That's a great block for us. I wonder if these stack. It probably does. Definitely be stacking these up. Please no more of these though, because I can't target them very well. What's a good draw? Probably our Death Waltz is looking pretty hot. At the very least, we can always just arrest them next turn. That's gotta die. No bird, though. Come on, that would be too much value. Okay, so it's just from their hand. I think, was that from their hand? It's hard to say, guys. Could just equip this. I think it's probably just best to go here. Put another one down. Slap this one. No attacks. An opponent is at 12 life. That's a scary one. I might die again to the Hydra. It does look like 3 instances of damage too. My god, they have the card. It's disgusting. It's not the worst result. Now it's getting worse. Amazing top deck by opponent. Yikes. I was thinking that would be a very interesting draw, and sure enough, there it is. It might be enough. Those are not non-creature spells, though. Stupid game, man. Oh, this is dumb. Literally, like, I'm not really a fan of these creatures now. Definitely not a 4 of. Good mana sink though. Man, we just needed to literally breathe a spell onto them at that point. Still want I think the 4 brawnies, the queens. But we need more non-creature spells. Perhaps a little more draw. Let's do 2 of these guys. They're still pretty good. With so many tokens, it could be just like a Village Rites type of kind of action that we're talking about here. I'm surprised it's not showing a Village Rites. That was because it's in a V. That's what makes sense. Deadly Dispute is also kind of a nice one. That's weird. Did we rotate or something? Oh, I'm in some sort of thing again. Corrupted Conviction is kind of there. I kind of always wonder though, like if you're playing these draw spells, you're kind of like giving up on the concept of the deck, which is basically just to smash someone's face. So probably even just like the Burst Lightning is probably sufficient. Send me some more of those Hydrid lists. Come on, I'm ready. Kind of, still these 2 red openers are kind of still interesting to me. The deck, the grind, the mythic grind is kind of something, isn't it? I want to hold these. I want to kind of value them out a little bit. Okay, that. Probably get my corner by black mages, I suppose. Or my duress. That makes sense. do want to see. I don't want to get lilied here. Okay. I don't want to bring their life total down too much yet. This flips at how much life? And it's less. Okay, amazing card here. Get some cards. There we go. That's pretty good. Our life total is going down, let's be honest. We go one more turn. I like a land here. Kind of flirting with a little bit of danger. Duress. Oh, so they get my go for the throat. Nasty. Still not flipping. Got a corrupted conviction. That's death touch. Play the otter. Spooky game. I don't think I could take that damage. Does this just get them, right? Nice. Love to see it. Very efficient. Yeah, it's fine. Smooth. Cecil, you gotta love Cecil, man. I totally would rock Cecil in this deck. For sure. I think it's just like the card quality is like right over the otter, you know? I'd probably get a couple Cecils in. Maybe cut one of the Queen Brawnies, like run like 3 Cecils if I had the rares. I do have the rares, but if I had access to them in that manner, where we're just kind of budgeting. Chocobo? Everybody's on the Chocobo daddies. Bestie's good, but the Bestie's a really good card. See what they got cooking over there. Yeah, these are all very good cards, you know. Scary one there for sure. They could simply bushwhack the Deep Cavern Bat, and that'd be kind of sad. We can always just, you know, smash one of their creatures with a go for the throat. It's just a FOMO now. This one always has haste, right? I think it does. This is an artifact, huh? Okay, looks like we're just chilling. They do have that card Overprotect, right? In their deck. Let's just take it out now. I haven't played against Delirium. They kind of seem pretty spooky. More removal available. I wish this was a black mana. Yeah, I wish. They're not at Delirium yet, but that doesn't mean it's not coming, like, right now. Ow. Oh, the queen, eh? She's probably our path to victory, huh? Alright, any of their combat tricks are so good. Like, they have basically a lot of double striking type of abilities. It looks like they have Delirium and Trample now. So, this does not have Trample, so... But yeah, like I said, just... any kind of trick here is just GG for us. And maybe the trick that they run is the one I should probably be running too, but let's see what they do. Yeah, that's very good, the Violent Urge. That's double strike. That turn might look a little bit different if we did have an untapped land there, I'll be honest, because we could have just ran out Brawny and kind of done an instant speed removal spell there and swung back and maybe gotten in for lethal, so kind of just unfortunate. And it really hates to give me black lands, even though I put in 2 more than the mountains. It definitely is. It's definitely favoring us for red mana for some reason, and it's really bad for the black mages card, to be honest. Like, it's really bad for this, the double black pips. Okay, looks like we got like kind of a Gandalf over here, meaning they're just kind of very slow, they're anti-creatures. Great. There goes all my Queen Brawnies. Kuja. No, I don't have those. Kuja's a rare. She's like, what? Where's the Kujas at? Go Queen. Brutal. Thanks for the card. Appreciate it. Virtue. You have Shelly's in there? Deadly cover up. Oh, they're like super haters. Oh, are they gonna take all my my stuff? My God, what do I have left in here? Still make him delete. This card will be top decking. That's rude, dude. Just get him empty-handed here. Okay, I like that. Land. Love to see it. Game. What planet are you on? Sure. This is a little bit more damage if we just hold it. What you got? Land? Yeah. Yeah. Let's hold on. Get this thing suited up. It's 4 damage anyways, right? We're chill. We're chilling. They're getting flooded anyways. They're getting real flooded. Sometimes a flood glitch happens, guys. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? You'd love to see it on our end to get the win. Absolutely got smoked by Delirium. It wasn't really even close. And I feel kind of sad, like, not having the ability to haste this thing either. I guess we have to go 9, because we need the double black. And that was fantastic. The Ruthless Negotiation was good there. Bat is still good. Go for the throats. Yeah, these all seem pretty decent. Just thinking, like, a hasted Brawny is just so much better. I really want the Lava Spur boots in. What would you guys do? What would you cut here for boots? I feel like going to 3, but it is still a very important card. It's not like the most important card, and it's just better with Lava Spur. Okay, better. Alright. So this will be the one I post up for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. The artisan action, ranking up, definitely ranking up in gold today. So let's end up with a victory, and we can kind of recap the winning We definitely did some winning today. I think it was over 500. It had to be, right? Alpa goes first, and we have like basically can answer most threats pretty easily here. Are we getting duress? Duress for duress usually is the way to go, in my opinion. Card for card. You gonna go back in my hand, opponent? Go for the throat. Makes sense. What are we doing over there? Sephiroth gaming? What are we doing? Annex? Very good card. I don't know if we have the power to compete with that, guys. I will be very honest with you. But we gotta try. I'd love to see an unstoppable slasher here, and not something that kills Queen. That's fine. I wonder if this wasn't like face up enough for them. We are definitely on the move, guys. You just fade mostly everything here. The slasher. And cut that down. That's pretty cool. They're nearly dead. Might have this. This is kind of awkward once again. But I think this just gets there with, like, in terms of sheer volume. They're gonna sacrifice their slasher, which is fine. This will go to his face. They're dead. Let's go! No rares, baby! Suck it, Annex. Well, guys, that was a great way to finish it, and we'll put that in the highlight reel for sure. Man, guys, that was hot. Thanks, Chris, for sending out your deck, and I hope I didn't kind of butcher your main idea. I just saw some really cool elements. I saw that you really enjoyed the Black Rage's rod, for instance, and the corner by Black Mages, and I wanted kind of to make kind of a fun, and the Deep Cavern Bats. I kind of wanted to make a deck like tailored to you for in that instance, and also keep the general core like the sort. I love the Circle of Powers here. They're just fantastic. They're great and limited, and guess what, guys? They're great here still. So this is definitely a deck that has legs. The Black Waltz 3s are cheating. They're absolutely cheating. the nice 2/2 flyer, and each time you cast a non-creature spell, 2 damage to each opponent. That's actually good in like a EDH sense, so multiplayer. So we're definitely on to some hot stuff here. Yeah, this is like a very cool, like, you know, you could definitely do Kuja in Commander, you know. Definitely got some Kuja vibes here. You can play probably all these, you know, most of these cards, and they'd probably be effective. So thanks, Chris, again. And remember, guys, leave a comment. Let me know what you're doing in your life. Bye-bye.